what can we help you with your business? Like what's your big maybe struggle right now or area of opportunity that you're trying to grow in that we can contribute to?
Well, there's a few things. So the main thing that I was calling out is first, because it has to do with Instagram. On Instagram, one of the things that I have is that I do have some interaction sometimes with my posts, but I kind of seem at a standstill when it comes to my Instagram the followers I have on Instagram. So, I'm grateful that my sphere of influence, they comment, but I don't get a whole lot of comments from outside of that. And definitely not a lot of business from outside of Instagram, maybe one time. So I just don't know exactly what I'm doing wrong. I know there's algorithms and all this other stuff that has to do with your post and who's seeing what. And I try not to completely inundate with real estate only. I try to put some engaging other items in there as well. But it doesn't seem like with my Instagram that I'm really getting a whole lot of followers. Like my biggest post that received the most views and interaction was of a post of me and my husband on our anniversary. And I think it's because we were in an airplane and, in the flight deck. And so that was exciting to people, I think. So I don't know. I have probably some posts that I have, like I do better going live.
I heard you. I heard everything up to where you said your most engaged post was your one with your husband, I think is what you said on Instagram. Is that right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So the question that I'm hearing from you is basically, hey, you have, engagement on Instagram with your sphere, but where you're struggling the most is you're kind of at a standstill. Your followers aren't growing. You're not really getting business outside of obviously your sphere or through Instagram. And I understand the question correctly?
Perfect.
Okay. All right. So we can give you our thoughts there. I mean, my first gut reaction to you is really like, hey, are you getting the majority of your business from your sphere? Here's my reaction to her is I would want to know, are you getting the majority of your business from your sphere? Because if you are, your Instagram is working, and not to underestimate that. And my follow-up question to her would be, hey, you feel like your followers aren't growing. That's a tangible metric that you're watching. And you feel like you're not getting the deals off of Instagram. But what is making you feel like it is so important to grow that following base? Why is that a metric that you want to grow? And then number two is what's making you feel like you're actually should be getting a ton of deals off of Instagram? Where is that belief coming from? Because I think that, in my opinion, a lot of agents think that because they see these massive influencers out there and they hear these kind of glamorous stories that they're getting all their business, they're selling, X amount of millions through Instagram, but that is usually not the norm. Right? That's the anomaly use case. And it's not to discourage people from posting on Instagram, but it's actually going, hey, Olivia, your main goal should be your sphere on Instagram. And then if you want to grow your following on Instagram, you've got to kind of think about it this way is going, well, how do I use Instagram as a tool to reach others in our community? We just had the broke agent come on one of our Q&A podcasts, and he gave great tips of, hey, you can collaborate with local businesses. You can tag them in your, basically post that you're doing. You can talk about local things. So you think about the local schools, the local neighborhoods. A great thing to do is like right up the road from Megan and I, there's a new building being put in right across from the Wawa. And Megan and I were literally driving past going, wonder what that is. I bet it's a restaurant or something. If you're the agent, right, and you can find out what's coming into the town, there's a Target coming in, there's an Applebee's, there's a whatever, do a green screen with you and your neighborhood and talk about, hey, here's what's coming up in Lynchburg, Virginia. Here, there's new restaurants coming in. I see like Shannon Gillette do a lot of these types of posts. Another tip I would give you is people want to see you as the expert, but they don't want to just be inundated with like clinical real estate information, like just market report data. But a really cool video that you could do or Instagram posting that you could do is go, here's what you can afford to buy with $120,000 salary in Forest, Virginia. Or here is what the average price point is in this area, like, and showcase different things about different neighborhoods. That's going to really, really help you. Hey, Olivia, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me okay right now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Sorry, it cut off there for a second. But let me just share with you kind of our, gut reaction to what you're saying. The question I have for you is, are you getting the majority of your business from your sphere?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what my question then to you then follow up is, what makes you think it's an issue that your following's not growing, or what's giving you the perspective that you should be getting more deals from your Instagram than you are getting? Like, where is that belief system coming from? Like, what's the thought process there?
I think that in comparison to what I'm getting from other realtors that are maybe they're more actively engaged on Instagram. I'm not sure, but I have I attend association meetings and I get feedback like, oh yeah, I got this person on my social media and stuff like that. And I I'm not a stalker, but sometimes I kind of look and see what they're doing. Some people have some really great videos sometimes that are of other people's listings and stuff like that. I tend to stay with my own stuff unless I'm at a broker's open or something like that. They do like high speed stuff that I am not completely savvy at or savvy with. I'm not great. I do have a marketing person that helps me, my admin at my office. And then I have all your guys' stuff that I use, of course. And your guys' stuff gets a lot of engagement sometimes too. So thank you. But I think some of those things there, and I think, I don't know. I don't know.
What's great about this,
FOMO.
right?
Sounds like FOMO.
Yeah. What's great about this is that's what I thought it was. I thought you were probably seeing what other real estate agents are doing, and you're hearing these stories of, hey, this person got this many deals. The thing is, you got to be careful, because I guarantee you, if you actually dug into their business, because I've just dug into so many agents' business, they basically are telling you the one time they got a deal off of Instagram, like you told us you got one, and that becomes their thing. But they're getting a ton of business through their sphere, which is also coming through, social, because your sphere is finding you on social. That's the main use case of Instagram. So I only say that not to downplay that you need to be focused and have a great Instagram presence and do great content, but I say it to add a kind of a perspective of going, you're probably actually doing really well. If you are getting most of your business from your sphere is engaging with you on social, that's a direct correlation. So then it comes down to the tactic question of, how do you grow your following and get more people into your sphere, in essence, using Instagram? And the tips I would give you, I was sharing, we had Eric, the broke agent, on our last Q&A. I don't know if you were able to listen to that or not, but he gave some great tips of how to think about content from a local perspective. Just a couple ideas that I would give you off the bat. One is showcasing the local happenings that are happening kind of in your area. And the example I would give is like my wife, Megan, and I, there's a building coming in up the road from our house across from the Wawa. We were both curious what that is. It looks like it's going to be a restaurant, but we can't tell. There's no signs or anything. If you can be somebody that breaks that type of news, like a Walmart's coming into town, a new gas station's being put in, and do a green screen type video, and then tag, obviously, local things in that area, that's a great way when people are searching in local content, obviously going to show locally. Another really good one, you mentioned that other agents are showing other agents' listings. You could start showcasing what's the best listing on the market right now in this area that you live in, or what neighborhood. You could also do one where you could say how much money you need to make to live in Forest, Virginia. I'm just quoting where Stephen and them are. Hey, what $1 million will get you in, Lynchburg area. Like, you could do little Instagram things where you are giving, good content, because people are always curious, especially when you say money. They're always curious, but it's about the market, and that will then showcase the local people. The other thing consistently that you want to do, and two great examples of this, one would be, I believe they're called like the Colorado Experience on YouTube, and then Shannon Gillette out in Arizona. They both do listing videos and like market-based videos consistently on YouTube. And you guys, Stephen, here in a second can talk about Adam and what you're seeing him doing on your team. But those are like things I would think about. But my main encouragement to you is like, I actually think you probably have a decent social. You just need to add to your sphere And you probably just need to do a little bit more localized content where you can collab with local businesses. You can reference local news, and you can showcase things specifically about a neighborhood. If you live in Forest, here's how the schools are rated. What $1 million will get you in Forest, Virginia. Like those type of things. I think if you had more of that going, that would attract in a local audience. But go ahead, Stephen and Cody, share with what Adam's doing that you guys are seeing on your team and kind of your experience there.
Yeah, I can go off that. And one thing I would say too, there's really we got 1,000 agents here in the Lynchburg area, and I really know of just one that does it at a high level that gets, let's say, 20 deals from social, and all she posts is about her life. Very rarely is it real estate. Like people know she's in real estate for sure. She definitely does that, but it's all about what she's doing throughout the day with her kids. She's big on she has like farm animals and stuff, and people love it. She gets so many views and has nothing to do with real estate, but people know she's in real estate, but then she's entertaining to watch. Yep. So that's one encouragement of, it's got to be like, if you want social to be your thing of a lead source, it's got to be like your life that you're doing, it's got to be like an all in that way. And then Adam's piece with his YouTube videos, he's been doing it for about 8 months now, really consistently. And he's got one video that hit over 5,000 views, about 100 comments. And it was a controversy of, while open floor plans aren't good, here's the reasons why. And he got so many comments on it because it's controversial. Everyone loves open floor plans. What the frick you're talking about, right? And then, but people are like, yeah, it is. Like, there's no privacy anymore and all this stuff. There's controversy. So it's just something to talk about that makes like, oh, shoot, that doesn't really make sense, but it does. Yeah. So that's been his biggest hit so far, is finding topics that are like somewhat new, but also controversial that will just get people talking and looking.
Yeah. And you got to remember too, it's like all these leads that come in from social, they're all the same, kind of leads that come in from everywhere else. They're top of the funnel. They're not bottom of the funnel. It's not like you're going to get a transaction tomorrow, from this. He's gotten 4 leads that have come from YouTube over that 8 months. He posts every week. And 2 of them are going to buy next year. Right. So we have a pipeline for him next year. I think he had 6 people on it for next year. So just remember, like, it's a long-term game. You need to be consistent, with it on social. But I like, to your point, like you need to focus on its relationship. And so like all the people that are following you on Instagram, you should be following up with them in other categories. Reminder Media's magazine, a phone call going out to them, because that's who you want to transact with on social. You actually don't need to gain your following from just organic people just, running to you. You need to connect with people in real life and get them to follow you on Instagram. And then that can be a piece that's a drip campaign for you to build the relationship up.
Yeah, it almost challenges your offline to feed your online. It's like, how many people did I meet this month that I can get to follow on Instagram or Facebook? Could be a leading indicator metric that you track. But regardless, and I haven't been able to pull up your Instagram, Olivia, but I bet you, because of what you told us in the beginning, you're doing great. You have your sphere. You're probably doing great on Instagram. I wouldn't buy into the too much hype that all these agents are getting so many leads, because everyone we even dive into, it's like they don't even know how many leads they're getting from their Instagram, which tells us it's way more sphere. Right. But you should 100% do what Adam and all of them are doing, which is, I want to build a brand and I need local content. And some great ideas for local content is showcasing the local listings consistently, like your listing videos or others, showcasing news that's happening in your area for, different things coming into your town, and then showcasing market report data on the areas you serve, but not clinically. So you got to do it like the clickbait type way. It's like, what can $1 million get you? How much money do you need to make to live in this area? What are the best school districts? Is it this or this? Like, that is the local content that will get engagement. But awesome question. Sorry for the technical difficulties there. It was a little bit breaking up. I really appreciate you coming on, Olivia, and we'll have to connect on Instagram now that I know and recognize your name. So, and I'll check out your Instagram page and give you some direct feedback.
Okay, perfect. I know it's been a little quiet the last few weeks, so please don't judge on that time.
Okay, I won't. Yeah.
Thanks, Olivia.
Yeah, go get him, Olivia. Really, we appreciate you. Thank you for calling in.